Moose cheese costs around $420 per pound, and milking a moose takes over 2 hours and must be done in complete silence.
Why? Why can't you talk while you...
The milk will be ruined if there's even the slightest sound.
Hello and welcome back to another week of Two Sheep in a Pool. My name's James.
And my name's Ben.
How are we doing?
I am doing good.
Good.
How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Any news for your penny personal news, Ben?
Any personal news? I got carpets.
Wow.
I got carpets in our house yesterday, and now I feel like a real adult with a real house.
Can you describe the carpet to me?
So we went for 2 different types of carpet.
Okay.
Downstairs we went for Milan.
Right.
It's grey.
Yeah.
Both of them are grey.
But how soft is it, Ben?
This one is soft.
If I took my shoes and socks off, would I feel
You'd walk into the room and you'd go, oh. That's how soft it is.
Oh, nice.
Upstairs, because Milan was a little bit expensive, only a little bit, not crazy. Upstairs we went for not as soft, because we thought,
Turin.
Who cares about upstairs? No guests are going to see that.
Wow. Yeah.
So that one's called Jazz.
Okay.
And the carpet seller made a hilarious joke.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I don't mean to blow my own trumpet, but I've sold loads of these.
Oh, because trumpets, they play in jazz bands, is that
Yes.
the idea? Right.
And I made a pun, which I can't remember, about Miles Davis, who's a jazz musician, and nobody laughed.
I imagine because it's like obscure. That's some real obscure reference.
Well, actually, Gina laughed a little bit. The carpet seller didn't laugh at all.
What was his name? Michael Davis?
Miles Davis.
Mars?
Miles,
right.
Miles.
Ooh, gosh, yeah. Sounds like a famous guy to me.
You're a fool.
I'm a fool. To be fair, I'm not a big music fan.
No.
Good. Well, I mean, this place is very non-carpeted. It's all wooden floors.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the prospect of having carpet again.
Yeah.
I can't remember, other than when I lived at home, I don't think anywhere I've lived for the past 5-6 years has had carpet.
Mm-hmm. Are you a shoes and socks off kind of person? Yeah.
Are you?
It does depend on the temperature of the house. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to if I can get away with it. But I also feel like you have to do your hoovering pretty regularly as well, otherwise you get like bitty carpets. My mother never, like she will always
hoovered or never had a carpet.
She's had both of those things. She never doesn't wear something on her feet.
Really?
Yeah, unless she's in bed.
What?
So,
hang on. Okay, I see.
Yeah. So she has no socks and shoes on in bed, but everywhere else, if she's got no socks on, she'll be wearing slippers or something like this.
Why?
She just doesn't like the feeling of the carpet or the not having something on her feet while she's walking around.
But it's such a freeing feeling.
Yeah. Even so, wakes up in the night for a wee or something. Will pop to the toilets in slippers.
That's a step too far.
I know. She might contradict me here. She probably will.
Please email in, or maybe don't email in if the email's still not working, but contact us in some way.
Yeah, just ring me up and complain, as usually.
Yeah. Call in.
Nice carpets.
Nice carpets.
Good. Shall I tell you about my trial? Tribulation.
Tell me more. We've both had trials this week.
Well,
or will be having.
Well.
Oh. Okay, tell more.
Yes.
More.
So I signed up to do like drug trials or like kind of that kind of stuff when I was a fresher in uni.
Yeah.
So I think they had some stalls at the Freshers' Fair where you could sign up, and I never really heard anything because they're generally trying to get people who are like smokers or like something or other like that, where you've got some sort of issue and it's like, oh, this drug can fix it, or I've got cystic fibrosis and here's a new drug, and I'm just like a standard dude,
the standardist of standard.
So I'd never heard anything until last week. I think it was only just after we recorded this podcast. I got an email through asking whether I wanted to be involved in a drug trial. It's not a new drug; it's like a drug that's used to treat schizophrenia, and they were testing it how it worked in conjunction with getting a typhoid vaccination.
Right.
So the idea was that the typhoid vaccination would lower your immune system, and it would see if this drug is worse or better or any effect with your immune system lowered. So I emailed back saying I was interested because it paid quite good money.
Yeah.
It was like I was going to say the top prize. Top prize.
Top prize.
The best paying money was for like the highest dosage, which was like $3,000.
Yeah.
Which was quite good. And then if you were in the control group where you don't take the drug, that was still 825 quid. So I was like, it's pretty good money.
Yeah.
For probably doesn't have to change my life that much, but I was still going to go and see. But basically I had a phone interview, not interview, but see if I was available to do this.
Okay.
Asking lots of different questions. And then one of the questions was, have I already had a typhoid vaccination? And I was like, I'm not sure. So I had to ring up my GP to see if I had. And then basically when I went and travelled to Costa Rica for my uni thing, I had a typhoid vaccination then, which means that I cannot be involved in the trial.
Oh.
Yeah, so
That's disappointing.
It is. It was quite exciting and interesting to be thinking of doing this. I spoke to my mum, who's a nurse. I was like, what do you think of this? And she was like, well, there are some bad side effects to it. The one my mum was most worried about was like constipation. It was like, this is very common. Most people get like constipated on it. And it was like, mum was like, you can die from constipation. I was like, yes, but I mean, I think I would.
But I will get paid lots of money.
It'd be a great funeral. But I'm absolutely just bloated. Like I'm just a massive poop monster.
Just had an extra large coffin.
No, just like a normal coffin, but like in the middle is just like a round little button. Or do you need to like squeeze the poop out of you? Anyway.
Anyway.
Did I tell you? Do I ever tell you of the massive poop that I saw? As a sidebar to this.
No.
Right.
But do tell me.
Yes, I will. So, speaking of constipation, if you're taking opioids, such as like heroin or something like that, that makes you very constipated as well.
Right.
And so, people
Didn't know that.
People, if you're doing drugs, you are often, you might be homeless because you're doing drugs or anything like that. And then when I lived up by London Road, there's a Tesco there, and there's like a gully way in between the Tesco and where I used to live. And there was an absolutely literally the biggest poop that I have ever seen. It was probably as long as my arm.
What?
It was, maybe from like elbow to wrist, so probably about a foot long, and it was like thicker than my arm. It was like it was like a literal log.
Are you sure this wasn't like some animal?
No. There was no animal that could produce that in that area.
That's insane.
It was the biggest shit I've ever seen, and I was like,
I have seen some shit.
Well, I was amazed. I wanted to be disgusted, but I was more amazed.
Did you take a picture?
I don't think I did.
Why didn't you take a picture?
I think it's just burned into my memory enough that I don't need to. It was there for maybe a couple of weeks, and then I think it started to fall apart.
Yeah.
I bet they felt amazing after that.
Maybe they didn't even know.
But just fell out.
Yeah. Well, maybe they just didn't, walked off.
Yeah, I didn't even look back.
Yeah.
Maybe not looking at it and felt amazing, but I mean like your body being constipated for so long.
I'm surprised you didn't find the person passed out next to the poo.
But anyway, back to my story about the drug trial.
Yes.
Yeah, my mother was like, you can die from this. And I was like, but I think I would know if I'm constipated and they would probably just stop the drugs.
Yeah.
She was like, well, I wouldn't do it, but it's your body, do what you want. Which I kind of expected my mother to say anyway. Yeah. Anything that's involving a bit of risk, I think my mum was going to be like, no. So I said I was available for it, but can't do it, unfortunately.
Can't do it.
Which is a shame, I guess. I was curious to then talk about my experiences on the podcast.
Yeah,
now,
that would have been good.
Now I can't.
But now you can't.
Because I typhoid. Nice little harmony there. What's your trial then? Because I mentioned
my trial, I think I'm going ahead with, is nowhere near as exciting as the drug trial, but I'm doing a study on different shoes and how they affect feet whilst running.
Okay.
It's an athlete study, but the bar was very low. You only had to be running 10 to 15 kilometers a week.
Ben, you did a marathon.
I did.
So if you're not an athlete, what is?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? You're not a professional athlete.
I'm not a but that's not the study.
It's not.
But the only other requirement was you had to have size 8 to 9 feet.
That's pretty small.
It is. So it suits me.
Yeah. Are you? What size are you?
Size 8.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's quite. I would have guessed lower.
Yeah.
But I think your feet are probably large for your height, maybe?
Yeah, well, my feet, I did disclose when I applied for this study, I said, I will say I've got very wide but short feet, just because I didn't know whether that would affect it at all. They were like, nah, it should be fine. If you wear a size 8 shoe. So,
unless they're not size 8 widthways, are they? You've not just got squares for feet.
Well, basically.
Wow.
I think
you're like a running duck.
That's my complaint this week. Shoes, they should account for people with wide feet.
Okay.
But not every, because I know that you can get wide fit in some shoes, but not all.
Yeah.
Because feet aren't just a generic size, are they? Like someone who's a size 8 and someone else who's a size 8 could have different shaped feet.
Yeah.
They should have like, I don't know, like, what was that noise?
That was weird, wasn't it?
Sounds like someone screaming in the
it did
background.
Like strangling a seagull or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh, is it the bin? It's the bin men.
Oh, it's the
stupid
bloody
bin men.
Bin men.
I mean, no, it's not stupid. They're
How dare they interrupt my very important conversation about different sized feet?
You won't be able to hear it on the podcast.
No, we'll
just have to cut this part out.
Yeah.
So what were you saying?
They should have like a size 8A or an 8B, 8C for like width categories.
Do you think that's economically viable for the shoe company?
It is for me.
Right.
So,
but obviously not, because you still have shoes now that you know what I mean. You still just fit into shoes, so you still buy shoes off those people.
Barely. Some of them fit better than others.
You're not the kind of person that has to make their own shoes. You know what I mean? Like there's people that are like 8'8" and they have to have their shoes specifically made out of boats. You know, that kind of stuff.
But anyway, that's my study. I think that's happening next week.
That's interesting.
So I can talk about that.
That's cool. So where are you going for it?
It's at I think it's at Liverpool University? Cool. One of the universities.
Yeah.
They've got a lab there that I get rigged up with. They were talking me through what I have to like wear an oxygen mask.
Oh, yeah.
And get these little things pinned on me to track my movements.
That's cool.
And I'm not getting paid from it, but I will find out, because I'm interested in running, I'll find out what works best for me to run in.
What would you do if they came back and said, you shouldn't run?
You shouldn't run.
Your feet are too wide.
Stop. How demoralizing would that be? Start running. Can you leave, please?
Please, no. Please. You're hurting our eyes with the way you run.
So anyway, that should potentially be exciting.
That's curious.
Yeah. But I thought how curious that we both...
Yeah, got trials in very similar times.
Yeah.
Although you applied... Did you apply for it?
Oh, I applied like a week ago.
That's cool.
Yeah. And made the cut with my very small feet.
Yes. How did you find out about it? Was it like through the running
It was
group?
posted on a running board that I'm a part of.
Nice.
Is it a discussion board?
What's a discussion board? Oh, we're in the 90s.
We're in the 90s.
Someone messaged me on MSN.
I was at the town hall on the message board.
Right.
I've got a story.
Okay.
This is going to be a really long preamble.
That's fine.
I had a very odd gig last week.
Oh, okay. I like these odd gig stories.
It was odd. It was uncomfortable. Right, so I was at a gig a few weeks ago, and someone asked, generic kind of thing, they were like, can I have your number? I'm assuming for a wedding or something is what I thought. So I gave my number to this guy.
It was for a date. You just turn up with a guitar at Nando's. You serenade him.
So I heard nothing from him for weeks, and then I got a message on Friday. I woke up to a message. It said, "Hi Ben, I've got a gig for you if you want it. From 9 till 7, anytime.
9 till 7?
9 a.m. till 7 p.m, anytime.
But not the whole time?
Not the whole time,
okay.
Anytime.
Right.
So I sent a message back. I was like, I'm booked from 2 until midnight, but I'm free before that. Can I have any more information? And he was like, yep, just one song, 100 quid.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I still need more information than this. Don't really know what's going on. And he was like, it's Firefly by Ed Sheeran. I'd not heard it before.
Right.
I said, any more than that? And he was like, it's at the Children's Hospice in Liverpool.
Okay.
So that kind of became, I thought it became a bit clearer, because I thought it must be like a sick kid who this song means a lot to or something.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming maybe her father, who was on talking to me, just wanted someone to come and play the song.
Okay.
So I thought this was me jumping to conclusions here.
Yeah.
So I said, yes, I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
So I had to learn the song in the car on the way over. I taped the lyrics onto the top of my guitar so I could remember them while I was doing it. And I got a message just before I was leaving saying, can you get a card on the way? I was like, okay, what do you want the card to say? He was like, just a generic card, and in it, write to Alex, always in my heart, love from Mark.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. So I was basically just, in my head, I thought, because I got a super busy day, like from 2 till midnight, I was going to be playing. So I thought, I'll just do this on the way, and then I can get on with that.
Yeah.
So this was like, I thought, what could go wrong?
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah.
So I stopped at Tesco, got this card, wrote it out, then learnt the song on the way, got there, and thought everything would become clear when I got there, is what I thought. So I went to reception and I said, I'm looking for Alex. I think I'm here to sing a song for them.
Okay.
And they just looked very confused. They were like, Alex who? And I was like, I don't know. All I know is
okay.
Alex. And they said, I think she's working. And I was like, oh no.
Oh dear.
I was like, is it a birthday or something? They were like, no, just a normal day.
Okay.
I was like, okay, this is not what I expected. I thought that I was going to go in. They were like, oh, come this way.
Yeah.
So they took me through to Alex, who was working, who was a staff member. It was a woman in their 30s, maybe. And they took me through to this like a kitchen area in what felt like an officey section of the building. And there was, so in his room, there was one kid who was there, Alex, and one other staff member. And she just looked kind of confused and a bit mortified, as you would be.
Yeah.
If someone just rocked up to your workplace to sing you a song.
Okay.
So I gave her the card, and she opened it and read it and was like, okay. I was like, do you want me to? I was like, I could sing. I was just reading the situation and trying to judge what was happening here.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem like she really wanted
No,
me
I
to
can't
sing
blame
to
her
her.
for that.
So I said, do you want me to sing the song? I was like, she was like, yeah, go for it. And the other staff member was like, sing it to Emmy, who was the kid in the room. And this made me feel better because I didn't have to just sing directly to this woman that I didn't know. At least if it's a kid, then, you know. So then I played the song to Emmy, who seemed to enjoy it. And I could not, for the life of me, I kept trying to like look at Alex to judge what
The reaction
she was thinking
gonna
of
be,
this.
yeah.
And I honestly, I couldn't tell what. By the end of it, I had no idea. I think she was just mortified, which is fair enough in my opinion. So I finished, and she gave me a hug and was like, thank you, you're very good. And then I was like, I guess I'll be off then. Like,
So weird.
so then I packed down and left. And I was just, on the way to the next gig, I was just thinking, what have I just done? Like, what was the purpose of this? What just happened? And the only conclusion I can come to is that, because I don't know either party involved in this, and it didn't seem, it wasn't for a birthday or anything, because I already asked them at the desk. It was just a normal day. He must have done something. Like, he must have screwed up somewhere.
You think?
And this was like he was doing gestures of,
Can a man not just love his woman in a way that he wants to do maybe he's
Well,
just
I mean,
a
maybe.
massive romantic.
but it didn't seem like she was used to these gestures, is what I
Maybe
mean.
maybe he's like a stalker,
Maybe.
and you've just aided in his weird way.
Well, I did message a little bit afterwards, and they're married,
Okay.
so it was his wife, and this was their wedding song.
Okay.
But I still don't know why now.
Did you get paid?
I got paid.
Could you move this? Like, I know this was a weird situation.
Yeah.
Very strange. Because he didn't really explain it very well. If he'd have said, "Oh, you're doing like this is a grand gesture. I want to surprise my wife. This is our wedding song, and I just feel like, you know, whatever reason, could you do that as a business?"
I'm sure, yeah. Well, they asked me when I got there, while I was getting my guitar out, the other staff member, who I forgot to say just was filming the whole thing, so this is on video somewhere.
Okay.
She said, are you from a company? And I was like, no, this is the first time I've done it. But I was like, this could be a company.
Yeah. That sounds like a little thing to do. Because, you know, you most of your gigs are in the evening, aren't they?
Yeah.
And if you were to surprise people at work, that'd be during the day.
Yeah.
It'd only take like 10 minutes out your day to go there and back, or maybe longer depending on where it is.
I don't know how much of a call there is for this type of work.
No, but imagine if you set up a website and that doesn't need much maintenance to it. Whenever you get people searching
It occasionally may pop up. And
Yeah.
I think this is probably the highest amount I've been paid for the shortest time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Maybe.
Business opportunity there, Ben.
However, it was the most surreal and uncomfortable experience in the moment that I can recall.
I think if you went in with the expectation of knowing what was going on rather than you thought you were going in singing to like a sickly child and like it was going to mean a lot to that child. I think that's fine. Do people like it's like a songogram?
Yeah. But then I'm more picturing like a guy in a tux doing like a bit of Italian opera version of Happy Birthday or something,
or like a barbershop quartet.
Yeah, that's what I picture.
Dear Alex, we love you. Some shit,
something like that.
Yeah. Well,
but anyway,
I enjoyed that story, Ben.
That was my Friday.
Well, have you been paid yet?
I got paid before I left the door.
Extra £100. Yeah, can't complain.
Can't complain.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know how to follow that up. Can I tell you that I over the weekend I think had scones.
Okay.
This is totally this. Well, I'm leaving that in the past.
Okay.
This is new.
Okay.
I had a scone or a scone, depending on
a scone.
A scone, because otherwise the joke doesn't work, does it?
Yep.
Thank you. For the first time in a very long time, and they were actually delicious. Because I used to think that I didn't like scones.
I was going to say, were you expecting them to be awful?
Well, I think maybe I've only ever had like store-bought, very dry, not very nice scones. And
have you never sat in an English countryside cafe and had
afternoon
cream tea?
No, I hadn't.
Wow.
So I'd with Annie and her dad and her stepmom. Her stepmom made some scones, and they were literally the most delicious thing I've eaten in ages.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is why have I not enjoyed scones before? And I just want to say I would recommend scones.
You would recommend scones?
Or at least freshly made, moist scones.
Are we in Will I Recommend now?
I just wanted to tell this story.
You just
me eating delicious
scones.
With like jam, strawberry jam and cream. Oh.
Right, well, as a scone connoisseur now,
okay.
Age-old question.
Yeah.
Cream then jam, or jam then cream?
For me, it was jam then cream. Because I wanted more cream than jam.
Okay.
And so I feel like spreading a thin layer of jam and dolloping on cream is much easier.
Yeah. And then just tipping the whole container on top.
Yeah, well, it was like whipped cream. It was like fluffy.
Oh, it wasn't clotted cream.
Maybe it was clotted cream.
Clotted cream's the one you want.
I spooned it.
It wasn't like a spray.
No. Maybe it was clotted. It was, but it wasn't like thick cream that was poured.
Yeah.
It was
clotted cream.
It must be clotted.
Yeah.
Then. Yes. Delish.
Why
are you a cream then jam person?
Well, I thought I was, but now I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'm not.
Jam's easier
I think,
to
like
spread.
you said, I think the one that you want more of is probably the one that you put after.
Yeah.
Because then you could just put more on.
For sure. What do you call me?
A moron.
How dare you?
I think I've called you a moron in most episodes.
It's true.
Right, shall we get into our segments? Because we're almost half an hour in before we've started the show.
No, because we've got to talk about bowling.
Oh, we have got to talk about bowling.
I know.
And the reason we have to talk about bowling is because we went bowling yesterday.
We did.
And you won.
No, I dominated.
You dominated.
I didn't just win, Ben. I dominated. I think you got a score of about 52.
I got more than 52.
What did you get?
I think I got 87.
No, you didn't. You got 67. Oh, no, you got 73. You got 73.
Hang on. How do you suddenly know for sure?
Because it was 83 or something like that because Jake,
I'm sure it was in the 80s.
Maybe it was 83.
Yeah.
The score's going up and up and up.
Yeah, I know, but I'm sure it was in the 80s. My first one.
Right, 83.
It's not like I'm saying I got 140 something. I'm setting the bar pretty low.
Yeah. Only because I know Jake had to get equal 10 to get the same as you, and then the spare made it so that he could beat you, and you became dead last.
Yes. Which I expected, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
At the beginning, you walked in and said, "Are you any good at bowling?" And what did I say?
You said no.
No.
And
it didn't come as a shock.
Yeah. And then Jake was like, "Oh, maybe." And Gina was like, "No." And then Gina was like pretty good. I was impressed by how good Gina was.
In my head, if I would have pegged it, it was you were going to win.
Yeah.
Gina was going to come second. And then me and Jake would have come somewhere underneath, which is what happened.
Yeah. I just didn't expect you both to be so terrible, really.
Why?
Because for me, it's not a very. It's a very easy motion. You're just like pushing a ball down a lane, but you're flailing your arm
I would
everywhere.
like to defend myself a little bit. It's not like every time I threw the ball, it went off the lane.
I was more often than not.
That is a downright lie.
On your first bowl, you hit a 1, and then you hit a gutter.
Yes, but after that, I think there was only 2 times where I missed completely in the entire game.
And the first one was in the first bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think the second one was the one after that. But then after that, it got a bit better.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in comparison, I got a strike on my first ball.
Yeah.
And you got one. So maybe
I'm
me
not
very
contesting
happy.
that.
So I ended up with 148. So I was pretty happy with that.
Yes. Well done, you.
Thank you. Maybe I'll start pro bowling.
Yes.
Although I afterwards I was like, I wonder what a pro bowl score is.
Yeah.
And it's like between 200 and 240.
That's insane.
It is. But it's out of 300. If you get all strikes, it's 300. So it's still pretty... 140 and 200 is not so far away.
Yeah.
My minimum score was 8 on each. I never got lower than an 8. So I was pretty happy with that.
That is
it's
true.
just like smug.
I was going to say, do you want
gloating.
to do you want me to stroke your ego a bit more before we move on?
Yeah, go on.
You were very good at bowling.
Thank you.
Did such a good job.
I was pretty happy. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I was gonna be pretty good, and I was like, I'm fucking nailing this. When I got that strike on the first one, I was like, I'm fucking boss.
It was when because at one point it didn't look like Gina was going to like win, but I think she was in with a shot that she could have kind of equaled around.
Yeah.
And then the one shot that you did that made sure you pulled ahead, you just kind of turn around with just a big grin. Like, hey, look at me.
I know. And I feel when I win, right, I try and not be like, I don't like to be a bad winner.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, because but I feel like I can't help myself. Like, it doesn't matter, even when I'm not trying not to gloat, people know that I want to gloat.
You just can't help but be a massive shit.
No, because I didn't even do it. What did I do that was being a bad winner? I just smiled when I did well. Do you know what I mean? But even then, there's no because any modesty they'd be like, that's just fake modesty.
Yeah.
No one believes you.
Yeah.
So everyone just calls me.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose situation
It is.
once you've won.
Exactly. I want people to say, you're the best, James, and don't care. And I want to be like, thank you.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Until you started saying, look at you. You missed every fucking shot, you bellend.
So it made me confident that I might choose bowling as one of our competitions.
Yes. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to pick 2 cardio-based sports. Mm-hmm. You're going to pick 2 coordination skill sports.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah.
Is bowling a sport? Like, I feel like most of my stuff could be classified as games. Like
I'm unsure
darts or table tennis.
Maybe we should say, this is now favouring my warehouse, but I was going to say, if it's in the Olympics or Winter Olympics, we can pick it.
Table tennis is in the Olympics.
Yeah.
I think bowling is.
I don't think it is.
It's a professional sport.
But we've just said if it's in the Olympics.
Right, but would you say skateboarding's not a sport?
It's an extreme sport, hence why it's in the X Games, not the
right.
Olympic
So if it's in
Games.
the X Games, can we do it as well?
Okay, we can do X Games, Olympic Games, and Winter Olympic Games.
What about the Winter Olympic Extreme Games?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, because they do like the snowboarding up the sides, don't they, and tricks and shit. I don't think that's in the Olympics.
All right, anything like that. Anything Olympic gamey. If it's got games or Olympic in it. Actually, hang on, not game.
There we go.
No, right. Winter Olympics or Olympics. Hard line, cut off, done.
Only because
not in those
why is
two.
that? Just because it favours you?
Just because it puts some guidelines on. If you table tennis, I'm not going to pick table tennis. That's one you were going to go for.
Yeah, I might be table tennis.
Yeah. And are you going to go for skateboarding?
No, I couldn't skateboard for my life.
Maybe I'll pick skateboarding.
Double bluff.
Anyway, let's move on to something.
Yes.
Right.
Do you want to do news?
Yes.
Have we got anything else? No
Please,
news.
God, no. Right. I come bearing news.
I come bearing news. Okay, go on. Tell me.
Oh, God. Right. Have you heard of the software iTunes?
I have.
It's shutting down.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I think it's been due to shut down for a while. When I say shutting down, they're splitting it into 3 apps.
Yeah. But only on the Mac.
Yes.
If you're using it on Windows, it's staying the same.
Well, yeah, I think they're bringing out next month like the latest version of it,
right?
And then just leaving it, for Windows.
Well, to me, I think the last time I used it, it didn't look like it'd been updated in 10 years anyway.
Yeah.
Were you a big user of iTunes?
I was maybe 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think I've opened it since then because everything is just streaming now. There's very little
Yeah.
that you have to
It was
do.
so slow as well. I never really used to enjoy it. And because I'm not big into my music, I've got more into music now that Spotify is easily accessible.
Yeah.
Like, there was that barrier to entry of like, I'm going to have to find a song, I have to download it, I have to buy it, pay it, put it on iTunes, then put it on my iPod, then go around and listen to it. It's like, to listen to a 3-minute song, it would take 45 minutes just to get it there.
Do you remember the syncing time that it took once you'd plugged your iPod in?
Yeah.
And then you had to leave at least 3 hours for everything to go on.
And it was like you take it out with 1 minute to spare, and it just ruins the whole thing. Yeah,
Because then it'd only take like a minute to actually put the songs on that you wanted, but there'd be like an hour of we've got to back everything up, then we've got to back up the backups, then we've got to update your iPod, which is going to make it restart 3 times, and then we'll put your one song on.
Yes, and then we're summoning Satan to do that kind of shit.
But the bit of good news, one of the apps that's being split off is a podcast app.
Oh. We should do a podcast.
We should do a podcast.
Yeah, I think so.
But this has got some good news that I have wanted for a while. I've definitely said this to you off mic. I don't know whether we spoke about it on mic. But you can't search for content within podcast apps.
You can a little bit, but no, it's not as well like YouTube or anything like that.
It's not like you can't properly search for content.
No.
But now, with the new app, they've brought in some like AI thing that you can search for content.
That'll be good.
So you couldn't search for a podcast on trees and get content about trees. You'd get titles of podcasts that have tree in it.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yes.
I'm excited about that.
Yes. Speaking of podcasts with trees, have you listened to the podcast called Forest 404?
No.
It's BBC. I would recommend that.
Oh.
We should talk about that at some point.
What is it?
It's like basically set in a dystopian future. Very interesting.
Okay.
So maybe we'll talk about that later. But just because you mentioned tree
trees,
podcasts,
good. I was just floundering for something, and there's a tree outside, so that's where that came from. But anyway, iTunes dead.
Yeah. I shared no tears.
Yeah, I did
iTunes.
have some good times.
Yeah,
good times.
You used to need it to like back up your phone and stuff like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
It just annoyed me every time I have to use it.
It's just outdated now.
It is.
Because I think Steve Jobs said when subscription services were being floated when iTunes was about to come out, he said no one will want subscription services in the future because people will want to own their music. And I think he might have been proven a little bit wrong.
I think in the situation that he was in where streaming wasn't a real big thing and you couldn't, if you were having to subscribe it and then download it and then do all the stuff you had to do anyway.
Yeah.
But now that you can just stream any song that's ever been created.
Yeah.
Right.
More
Apple news?
Oh, more Apple news, yeah.
Go on.
They've brought out a new Mac Pro.
They have.
And spoilers for what our main topic is. We're only talking about this because the topic is cheese.
Yeah.
And the new Mac looks exactly like a cheese grater.
It does. It looks very much like it's got like the handle on top and the holes look very cheese gratery.
They really leaned into because they're old Mac Pro model before the last one kind of vaguely looked like a cheese crater and
cheese crater.
A crater of cheese. No, the internet kind of dubbed it the cheese grater. Mm-hmm. So they've obviously aware of this and they have just modeled this on a cheese grater.
Yeah, they've doubled down on it.
Yeah,
doubled down. Have you seen the prices of their screens?
Yeah, I have.
So they came out onto stage and were like, "Oh, we're selling this screen and it's the best ever, and it's $4,999, so $5,000, which is like expensive for a screen. But when it's like competing against like professional screens, which can be like tens of thousands of dollars, it's not so bad. And then they came out and were like, and we're also selling a stand for your screen for $1,000.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Well, I kind of, not to defend Apple here, but I kind of want to say, I think the difference here is Mac Pro and this screen, Pro is the key bit.
Yeah.
And I think Pro is thrown around too much like a MacBook Pro and that they're not really Pro, they're kind of general consumer products. Yeah. Whereas this is actually being sold as like editor software for people who are professionals who value it for what it is. If that makes sense.
You're using it because your job is using a powerful computer.
And you're obviously going to pay more than a general consumer for that. Mm. And I think that with these monitors, they're not competing against a monitor that someone might buy for gaming. No. It is for I think its competitors are going to be like 10 grand up for a screen.
Yeah.
And
But they probably come with a stand.
But I think the thing is here that they already own stands. There's stands that editors will swap screens often with. Mm-hmm. However, they handled it weird on stage.
The way you come out is you go, our monitor is 6 grand.
Exactly that.
But if you want it without the stand,
it's 5.
Exactly. So you sound like, I'm saving money.
Yeah, that's how they should have done it.
I want a stand as well. It cost me an extra grand. Yeah. It seems silly buggers. Yeah. It does.
Have you heard, unless you're into computers, this will be pointless, but have you seen how much RAM the new Mac Pro can hold?
Yeah, like 1.5 terabytes.
1.5 terabytes. This Mac has 4 gigabytes currently.
Yeah.
And like a decent amount would be 8 upwards. 1.5 terabytes is insane.
It is, but that's the max end, isn't it? It's the maximum amount you could put in. But I think most people won't put that in.
No, but just the fact that it's there. It's insane.
It is.
Yeah. Well, I won't be buying one.
You just said to me before, Ben, that your Mac is on the way out.
Yeah, it is.
So I think the low end stuff might tickle your fancy.
Yes.
So if your business of going into people's works and singing them to them,
I need 1.5 terabytes for that.
You do. So you might be able to get it that way.
Yeah.
Did you see in the news? I think it was yesterday that London Bridge got closed down.
No, I didn't see this.
So what? If you were to think of a reason why London Bridge might have got shut down, give me a guess.
I'm going to guess it's because it was an anti-Trump rally.
Incorrect.
Oh.
A man was sunbathing on the arches of London Bridge.
Of course he was.
I think it was London Bridge. It's a bridge in London.
Why? This was yesterday.
Yeah, I think so.
The weather must have been very different down south to here because it rained non-stop all day.
Yes. Let me just see if I can find if it definitely is London Bridge.
Go on.
So did I say London Bridge?
You did.
It was Tower Bridge, which is not London Bridge, but it's a bridge in London. They shut down the whole bridge because he's like sunbathing on the top of it, and he escapes capture. So he was not arrested. So he's like in Speedos, just lay on the bridge towards the sun.
Yeah,
and he escapes capture by jumping into the river,
right,
and escaping that way.
Impressive.
That is impressive. It's not a.
I'd have thought that they'd have had boats and stuff ready for that scenario.
Maybe, or like as soon as it was insinuated, he just left. I don't know.
So, or was he Aquaman, and he just swam really fast?
I'm telling you what, he didn't look like Aquaman.
Did he not?
He didn't.
Does he look like an in-shape guy or an out-of-shape guy?
He looks a bit like a blurry pixel.
Just one.
Here you go.
Let's have a look.
He doesn't look massively overweight, but I wouldn't say he was muscular. He just looks like a normal dude.
He looks like a skinny guy sunbathing on a bridge.
Yeah.
Well done him.
I know, I was impressive. I thought about using it for fake news or not. That it shuts down the whole bridge because he was sunbathing on it.
Would have been good.
It would. But I think it sounds almost too realistic. So I think you would have got that one. Right, have you got any more news?
Nah.
Meh. Should we move on to fake news or not?
Yes, talking of fake news.
Yes. Right. Fake news is where I bring a story to the table that is either completely fictional, made up by me, fake, or not. It's truthful, and Ben has to work out whether it's fake or not.
And from a track record, I will work out whether it's fake or not.
Well, you'll have a decision whether you think it is or not, and then go against your own decision.
And be correct.
Stupid, isn't it? Stupid. Yeah. Okay. So our main topic is about cheese, isn't it?
It is.
Well, I have a relevant news story.
Do tell.
Alligator devours a block of cheese and half a watermelon after crashing picnic date.
I like the sound of it.
Yep.
For sure. Is this in Florida?
It is. It is in Florida.
Of course it is. I'd have been so disappointed if this wasn't in Florida.
I mean, what other places are gators in the community?
Not Liverpool, I'll tell you that much.
Well, not in this gated...
I'm
I'm sorry.
Not that funny.
Yeah, no, it's really not.
That wasn't sometimes funny.
No, can we edit that one out, please?
No.
No.
Right, okay. Picnic date,
It was a picnic date, yeah.
2 people?
Yeah, it was a couple who were engaged, an engaged couple.
Mm-hmm. Was anyone injured?
Only the cheese.
Only the cheese.
The cheese.
Can cheese be injured?
And also some guacamole.
See, this is sounding more and more fake the more you're going on. Right, can I have a full itinerary then? A full list of all items consumed by the gator? Because you started off with cheese and half a watermelon, and now there's a bit of guacamole involved.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to add on to your made-up story?
Yeah, here he says, the salami didn't stand a chance.
Of course he did. So the salami as well.
The salami as well.
Anything else you want to throw in? You seem to be on a roll. No.
No, he doesn't say anymore. Or I can't think of any more. One of the two.
Where were they? Where was this picnic?
Florida.
Well, I know that. I mean, were they near where an alligator would be expected?
They weren't in their house.
No.
Do you know what I mean? They weren't...
Were they in a park? Were they the only people, were they trespassing...
on gator land?
On gator land.
Look, I'm a gator, get off my land, give me that cheese.
Yeah. And the salami and the guacamole and the melon.
And he's from Suffolk.
Yeah.
I think they were by a lake.
By a lake.
Yeah, and that's where alligators live, I've heard.
By a lake.
Just not in a lake. They've got like a nice little condo on the side of a lake. I see. Now you don't know, do you?
I think this is fake, but I'm just trying to work out whether you've got used to me going against my first thought that you're like double bluffing me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to break my trend, and I think this is fake.
Right.
So I'm going to say it's fake.
This feels like your third gut's come into action now. Like you doubted
Yeah.
Okay. The story is true, Ben.
Oh, no!
Yes, the story is true.
And did it really eat the cheese, a melon, salami, and the guacamole?
So here's a quote from the man. Walters told the TV station they were shocked and ran away from the blanket when the animal sprinted onto the beach. He annihilated an entire block of cheese, gobbled it down lickety-split.
This is fake.
The salami didn't stand a chance, Walter told the station. The worst part is, we had a big bowl of guac made, Walter said.
This is ridiculous.
He eats the whole bowl. He puts the whole bowl in his mouth.
This is stupid. This gator must be moving at like 1,000,000 miles an hour.
The man wanted to scare the gator away, so he made himself look bigger, spreading his arms and making noise. The gator crawled back into the water. It is unusual for gators to become so comfortable around humans that they fiercely approach them. Unfortunately, it sounds like the gator had been fed previously and lost its wariness of people and is beginning to associate people with food.
It sounds more fake after that than it did before.
The thing is, I was more worried. I was going to read out the lickety-split bit.
Yeah.
But I feel like you would think that I wouldn't think of the word lickety-split. Do you know what I mean?
I get you.
He annihilated an entire block of cheese, gobbled it down, lickety-split. Doesn't sound like something I would make up.
I should have stuck with my tactic.
You did. You should have done. I thought you would think this was true. And
you would go, definitely not.
And you would go against it.
Oh, so you were trying to play me?
Yeah.
Just the opposite of what
and
I thought.
And you played yourself.
I played myself.
Yeah.
Well done.
Did it help that it was also cheese related? Did you think that was something
that did make it
a
bit too convenient?
It did, didn't it? Well, I just Googled cheese news. To see if there's anything that was interesting enough, and this came up. This happened 2 days ago as well.
It's recent
really
news
relevant.
Then. Bringing you the breaking news. Right, very good. I am glad for you that you've broken the
losing streak.
Yeah.
I'm super happy because even when telling you the story, you still believe it's fake.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. Maybe this is fake news.
It sounds fake.
It does.
Did you get it from greenonion.com?
CBS News.
Not Green Onion. The Onion? What's the satire
The Onion.
One?
Yeah.
CBS.
That's
not fake.
CBSnews.com. There you go.
Well, what a stupid story. Right. That's ending the news portion of this podcast.
We just end it now. I'm just smug.
See,
you're not smug.
What were you saying about not being a
I'm just
a bad
smug
loser?
little boy. No, because to be fair, I've lost. I was going to say I've lost graciously for 6 weeks straight, but I have definitely not been gracious. I have lost for 6 weeks straight, and now I feel like I can.
Yeah. Have you got any one I recommend, or shall we go into the main topic?
I just wanted to quickly mention, have you the online interview that is Hot Ones?
Right, this is really weird because I shit you not, this was about to be my recommendation on Will I
Really?
Recommend Hot Ones, yeah.
I watched the one with the Jonas Brothers.
I watched this yesterday.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It's one of the, like, I think heating those hot wings. So basically the idea of the show is there's an interviewer and interviewees or one, and they go through, I think, 5 or 6 different wings with each increasing level of hot sauce on them.
Yeah.
And they ask kind of like piercing questions. And I feel like the hot sauce kind of loosens
them up.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like, I don't think I'm going too far to say it is the best interview platform of anything. You get the best interviews by far. Because not only does he end up like loosening the guests with the hot sauce, it seems like they spend weeks researching their guests, and they get these like super deep questions that sometimes the people are interviewing go, how do you know this?
Yeah.
Like, this was when before I was famous at school, and it's like something only my mum knows. They're really good interviews.
And they're not, especially like, they're not massively hard-hitting questions, but it's just kind of like niche stuff.
Yeah.
And he gets people to talk about different situations.
But I feel like you really get to know the person being interviewed, because a lot of celebrities kind of, you think, present themselves with a facade that you don't really know them.
Yeah.
But once they've got hot sauce that hot, they can't act through it.
Yeah,
you just get the real them. Like,
Yeah.
it's genius.
And I think I'm going to go back and watch some of their older ones.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting into it more and more. Yeah.
I did that about a year ago. I went back and watched from season 1 through to wherever it was. I've not watched the last season, but they've progressively, since the beginning, they kind of got like some C and D list celebrities, and now they're getting proper like Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think they had like Charlize Theron on a couple of weeks ago. John Mayer, that was a personal favorite of mine. They're great.
It is. I really like them.
Yeah.
So
That's so weird that we were gonna recommend the same thing.
interesting. We just have. That's why we're friends, Ben.
We're so in sync.
We're so into when 2 become 1.
Yes. Right. Well, I think we should go to the main topic now, because we're almost an hour in now.
Oh wait, yeah, good. Let's
do
move
that.
on to cheese.
Right.
Right.
I don't think it's any secret, because we've mentioned it 3 times already,
have.
that the main topic is cheese.
Why are we doing cheese, Ben?
Because either today or yesterday or tomorrow is National Cheese Day.
It's international cheese.
International. I can't remember. We were wondering what topic to do, so I googled. There's a website that's like, what day is it today? Because there's a national something day.
Always.
Always.
They're always a bit shit, aren't they? But it gives us something to talk
Oh yeah, there was a
about.
long list of like 15, and I can't even remember.
There's like National Small Dog Day. It's
Yeah.
like, does anybody
That's
actually
next week's episode.
Oh yeah. So this week we're eating cheese, and next week we're
Cheese.
eating small dogs.
Yes.
Bit of Chihuahua.
Right. So you very, very kindly bought
Yes.
some cheese along.
I have, and you'd said to me, like when I brought it in, that you'd never eaten blue cheese.
I've not. I have had a blue cheese like sauce,
Okay.
which I'm not a huge fan of,
Yeah.
but I've never had blue cheese.
Right. Well, I want us to try that now. Let's
Are
start.
we gonna do
let's
that
start
now?
off with eating the cheese.
We've got quite the selection here.
We
We've
have.
got manchego.
Manchego.
We got
it sounds
some-
like you're describing to your friend like a sprinter, like a woman sprinter.
Yeah.
Like Manchego. No. I'm sorry. Take that one back. That one's
Very good.
traditionally made for delicate and sweet flavour.
Oh,
Should we start with that one then?
sounds like me. Delicate and sweet.
And small feet. So we're eating these on
Are
crackers.
you buttering up the cracker?
No, I'm going to butter myself up.
Okay.
And slither right into the cheese. Yeah, but so the cracker's not so dry.
But okay.
That's why I asked for butter. Why? What do? You
I just put the cheese on.
You just eat a dry cracker.
Yeah.
You weirdo. You're breaking the cracker. What's
Yeah.
wrong with you? No. Start with the soft. No.
Oh.
Let's start from the bottom.
Okay. What are we trying?
We'll start with the Manchego,
Manchego.
because I think this is going to be the weakest cheese.
I broke that badly.
Why are you just breaking it into crumbs, Ben?
Well, because I don't want like the entire cracker with a small bit of cheese. I want a small bit of cracker with a small bit of cheese.
Well, then you just bite what the cheese is.
Yeah.
Do what you want, Ben.
Which one?
It's the paler one.
That one.
Yeah,
All right. Manchego.
Manchego.
That's a very inoffensive cheese.
It is. I might try it without the cracker.
Yeah, I think I might do the same.
Yeah, it's barely got a flavour to it, really.
It's more pungent than cheddar.
I doubt it. We'll try cheddar next.
Should we try some cheddar?
Yeah. So that was Manchego. It was I would agree with a delicate, slightly sweet flavour.
Sweet? I go with sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
Should we have a bit of... This is medium cheddar.
Medium cheddar. Classic. They're very similar to the last one.
Yeah.
But I think this one's... I still think the last one had more of like an aftertaste. It has more of a flavour to it.
Well, this is... I think if we went for a strong cheddar, like
Yeah.
a mature cheddar,
Yeah.
it'd be more flavoursome.
It would.
Right, and now we're about to hit the hard-hitting...
We're going to go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Hit some blue cheese.
All right, blue cheese. My first ever experience
Wow.
of le bleu cheese. That's cheesy, that. That's good, actually.
It hits you like a ton of bricks, doesn't it? Like it's... You're a man of strong flavours. I thought you would like blue cheese.
I think I do.
Yeah.
I think I do.
I can't believe you've never had it before. Have you never had cheese and biscuits or cheese and crackers?
I mean, I have.
Yeah.
I've just never... I don't think like in a restaurant or anything. I've never really... Or if I have, it's been just with like Edam and Emmental and standard ones.
The soft cheeses.
The soft cheeses. Bit
Yeah.
of brie, camembert.
Yeah, these are all kind of weak flavoured cheese, I find.
Yeah.
I think once you've had a blue
Get
cheese,
some more of that.
I think if you try another piece of cheese now, you won't be able to taste it.
Yeah.
That cheese blows everything else out of the water.
Ooh. It is strong.
It is, isn't it?
I don't know whether I'd want... I feel like it's a very good accompaniment with the cracker. I don't think I'd want to just eat blue cheese on its own.
Have you tried some blue cheese on its own? Have a little bit there.
I describe it like a... You know when you have like a really rich like chocolate cake and
Yeah.
it's like, that's too rich after a bit. But I feel like with the cracker, you could eat it
Yeah.
a bit longer.
Yeah. It kind of holds everything in.
Yeah.
Gives you a bit more. I agree.
See, I think the cheddar is just... It's like ketchup, that it just goes with anything. Like that blue cheese, I wouldn't go with everything.
No, it doesn't.
Like I wouldn't grate that on top of... maybe I would grate it on top of pasta.
Yeah. I think it has to be a flavour on itself. Do you know what I mean? You kind of... That's what... If you're having it with something, it's going to taste like that. That's what I like it. I like it sometimes on steak. Because it can add to the flavour, but I wouldn't get it on like very expensive steak because I want to taste the flavour of the steak.
It's like Jack Daniels, you'd mix with Coke,
Yeah,
but you wouldn't get a nice bottle of whiskey and mix it with Coke. You'd have it on its own.
yeah, for sure. I quite like to get it on burgers. On top of a burger's really nice. I think along with it. So this is a blue Stilton,
Yep.
and I think one of the best cheeses things I've ever had is our Gorgonzola pizza, which is another blue cheese, but it's a bit more creamier.
Yep.
It's more like a brie with blueness in it.
A blueberry.
Yeah, it's a blueberry.
It's a blueberry.
It's a blueberry. No, because you can actually get blueberry as well.
Blueberry cheese.
Yeah, like brie cheese. You probably can get blueberry cheese.
A blueberry.
No, it's too far, Ben. It's too far. Completely too far.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm glad we tried that out.
I'm very glad that you bought blue cheese because that's good.
Yeah, you can have it more. I can understand why people don't like blue cheese.
Yeah.
It's
a lot.
It is a very strong
It's a lot.
flavour.
Like it's one of those things that you taste the smell as much as you taste the taste.
Yeah, there's like a strong aroma
Yeah.
for sure. It has a long lasting effect as well. I feel like I'm going to go meet people now and they're gonna be like, you
Just had some cheese.
Yeah. Whereas if you had just cheddar, you can probably get away with it.
Yeah. Right. Well, shall we end the eating segment? And
Yes.
Shall we talk about cheese?
Talk about cheese.
What's your favourite cheese?
Probably blue.
Probably blue.
I do enjoy a good Stilton and Gorgonzola. Something it has to be. I don't dislike weak cheese, but I prefer a strong flavoured cheese.
Do you have a lot of cheese on things?
Well, funnily enough, I'm having mac and cheese this evening. I am.
Yeah.
We invited you, but you couldn't make it.
We couldn't make it.
It's a shame.
I would quite like to come, especially now we're talking about cheese.
Yeah, so like kind of blue cheese, but like a standard. I like a strong cheese. What about yourself?
I default to just getting a lot of mature cheddar to just put on things.
Yeah.
If there's pasta, I'll put it on rice. I'll put it in sandwiches, cereal,
Yeah.
anything.
It does have like a deeper flavour to it. It's like very fatty, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it kind of just adds that deliciousness to it.
I have been getting a lot of the last few months like that 50% less fat cheese. It just doesn't taste as good though.
Yeah. That's like basically half as much cheese
Yeah.
for the same volume. Don't do it.
Not great. I'm a fan of that blue cheese now though.
Yeah. You know, I think Fraser and I have some other friends that don't like cheese unless it's melted cheese.
Okay.
So, you know, it's like people are like, oh, I don't like cheese, but they'll eat pizza. And like, I don't like cheese, but I'll have mac and cheese because it's like melted cheese, even though it's the same thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't get that, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me because it still tastes like cheese.
Yeah.
Or do you think it's just not as flavorful when it's melted? Like, does pizza taste of cheese as much
I think a
as
lot of
something
people enjoy a food from its texture as much as the taste. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe that plays into it.
Yeah.
If you were going to make, this doesn't work for everything, but your method of cheese on a sandwich, for example, would you go sliced or grated cheese?
Generally grated, but I feel like it takes a little bit more time to do that.
It does.
So I'll often do a sliced cheese, but a sliced cheese is harder on the mouth.
It is.
And it's more chewing, whereas a grated cheese is a bit softer.
There's also, I'm sure you know this, but apparently grated cheese scientifically tastes better than sliced cheese.
Is this because it's more surface area?
More surface area when you grate it, yeah.
But I tell you what you don't want to get is pre-grated cheese. Atrocious.
Yeah, I do get this.
You're atrocious.
But I get it to put, like, melt when I'm not getting the cheese for its taste so much, but when I'm just putting it in pasta and stuff.
It doesn't melt as well. It has potato starch on it and stuff like that where it stops it from melting because of the high surface area. It would melt under melt easier.
Yeah.
So they put stuff in to stop it melting. It tastes dry. Do you not think it tastes dry?
I think it. I almost treat it like two different things.
Yeah, it's not for me. That's not cheese. Yeah. That's not cheese in my eyes.
Not cheese.
It's not cheese.
All right.
The only cheese that I think can get away with it is Parmesan. Pre-grated Parmesan.
Yeah.
If it's fresh, not the dried stuff, is okay.
Okay, right. I've got two lists here.
Before we get onto the list, can we
go on.
talk about how weird cheese actually is?
It is weird.
Like, this is something that should never have been invented.
Yeah.
Really. Like, there's a lot of steps that are all a little bit weird to get there.
Yeah.
Milk, in the first place, is a little bit weird. Mm-hmm. Like, to go and just, I see an animal sucking on those cow titties. I see your baby sucking on them, and I want some of that good stuff.
Yeah. So as much as milk is what you're saying.
But then there's extra steps on top of that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, most of the population of the world is lactose intolerant. Mm-hmm. People can't eat cheese and can't drink milk.
Did you know that British people are the most lactose tolerant population in the world?
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It does not surprise me at all.
Apparently, this seems really high to me. 97% of British people are lactose tolerant.
Yeah, I don't know many people that aren't lactose intolerant. It is a bit of an odd one, isn't it?
It is.
And I think even some people that claim they are probably aren't, and they just don't like cheese.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I think it's because from a young age we have lactose in everything, isn't it? You know, you'll have milk in your cereal, you'll have cheese toasties, you'll have cheese and milk. I can't make me so hungry.
Cheese
is delicious, isn't it? And then once you've got milk, you then have to basically let it go off.
Yep.
In a weird way. And then you get like curds and whey, don't you?
Curds and whey, which I only just realised while researching this, which is where Little Miss Tuffet sat on her Muffet eating her curds and whey.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that curds and whey were two. I just never thought about it.
Yeah, two
I thought
things
it was just like
same.
one word, curds and whey. I just thought it was a thing.
Like banoffee.
Like banoffee.
Yeah.
I had a you moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because whey is that whey protein, isn't it? It's very protein rich, and you'll use it in protein shakes. Yep. And then you use because they scrape it off to make the cheese, and then squish down the curds to make more cheese and squeeze out all the whey. Squeeze it all the way. We're not funny. This is a not funny episode. Don't talk to that guy again.
This is an informative episode.
Informative episode.
Very informative.
Yes. It's a bit cheesy.
Well, I've got a fact. Okay, I've got two facts. I've got one about cheesy, the term, but also you were saying it's weird how it came about, cheese. Have you seen how it came about by accident?
The OG cheese.
The OG cheese.
Well, I feel like it's just like gone off milk, isn't it? Someone's like...
Well, it is. It was created accidentally by storing milk. They used to store it in containers that were lined with animal stomach, and an enzyme in the stomach caused it to separate, and then they made cheese from it.
Yeah, because they used to get the enzyme from the inside of young cows' stomachs.
Yeah, I saw this. like for hundreds of years. They
Yeah,
used
sad
to.
times.
Yeah, they had to kill. It was specifically baby. It was calves, wasn't it? Yeah,
because they must make cheese in their stomachs.
yeah.
Anyway,
There's also apparently it can be addictive. I don't think this is so much now, but there's traces of I think naturally produced morphine or something similar to it in cow stomachs, and people get addicted from that.
in the cheese now?
Not now, because I think a lot of it's like synthetically produced for the chemicals.
Yeah.
But people used to get addicted because of that.
Maybe we're just a bunch of high cheese people?
High cheese.
Cheesy high people.
Sounds like a elite race of the high cheese people.
Go on, what were you going to say? With the
there was another one. Hang on, did I write this down? Oh yeah, apparently the expression cheesy used to mean first rate. Like that is top notch stuff. People are like that is some cheesy good stuff. But apparently people use it ironically so much that now it means what it means now, like cheesy as a cheesy pop song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a cheesy joke. Cheesy is a bit of a weird expression, isn't it? I guess.
Yeah. Because it's like
it's not necessarily bad.
No, it's just it's cheesy. Like that's funny but not funny.
It causes like a
bit cheesy, isn't it?
like a groan.
Like our jokes.
Yeah,
This podcast is cheesy.
we definitely should have got some sheep cheese.
Yeah, we should have done.
Yeah,
We missed a trick there.
we did. Maybe next week we'll get some sheep cheese. I think it's quite like soft and crumbly.
I'm not. That's one thing I'm not as much of a fan of is crumbly cheese.
Yeah,
Like if you
Wensleydale.
slice into it and it just goes.
Yeah, Wensleydale. It's not
Yeah.
where it's at.
Yeah.
I know Wallace and Gromit enjoy a bit of Wensleydale, but not for me.
Apparently, they were almost about to go out of business.
They were.
Before Wallace and Gromit, and they saved them, and it became popular.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I learnt some cheesy facts while we researched this.
Have you seen? Here's a sport that we could do that involves cheese.
Yeah.
The rolling a cheese down a hill and running after it like madmen.
Yeah, that is the title of the sport officially.
Yeah, I what's it called?
I think it's just cheese rolling, isn't it?
Yeah. For anyone that doesn't know this, I think in Gloucester or something like this,
Something like that.
there's a big tall hill and they throw a cheese down it, and then hundreds of people run and fall and flail down this hill.
Have you seen videos of it?
Yeah.
Like people, I think, frequently get very badly injured.
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Because it's not just a steep, like it's basically a steep drop, just a wall.
It's like a soft cliff.
Yeah.
I would describe it as.
Yeah.
And like I saw a video where someone was kind of just rolling down it. They kept their arms and legs out and just like rolled down the hill. And the winner only gets the cheese. Like it's not like they get hundreds of pounds for
high
it.
risk, low reward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there could be some sort of study done on the psychology of people that are willing to throw themselves down, because like you only ever see the people that have actually thrown themselves down the hill, because those that are just like trotting down slowly at the top, they're boring. You don't want to see them, but they're never going to win, are they?
No.
So you might as well,
Unless they're just playing it safe that they know 10 people are going to get killed that go after it first, and they'll just kind of weed out.
do you think it's the first one to the bottom that's conscious? Like you have to collect the cheese yourself?
I think that's the idea, isn't it? You don't have to pick up the cheese.
Do you?
You can't just get to the bottom of the hill and go, I made it.
Is it a contact sport? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Could you hit someone to get the cheese off them?
Why not?
Like I like the idea that you throw the cheese down the hill, everyone chases after it,
Yeah.
and then whoever's the most conscious at the bottom can then fight for
Last
the
man
cheese.
standing
Last man
style.
standing for the cheese. Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe we should research that.
yeah. I don't know the history of that, but it feels like
Nah.
something stupid, doesn't it?
It does.
Would you do that?
No, I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't do it.
It's really not worth it. I'd rather go to the shop and buy a wheel. I've always wanted to buy a wheel of cheese.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be so satisfying.
I feel like you'd have to get cheese wire then as well.
That'd be satisfying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe when I have a housewarming, I'll get a wheel of cheese.
A wheel of cheese.
Nothing but wheels of cheese, as far as the eye can see.
Yeah, I tell you where it does like wheels of cheese.
Where's that?
Amsterdam. They do a good. Me and my girlfriend went to a cheese museum.
Was it good?
It was good.
Ah, that's cheesy.
It was cheesy. And we dressed up in kind of a traditional Amsterdam Dutch
I think I've
clothing.
seen these pictures,
yeah, and we're
yeah.
holding like a fake Gouda cheese wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go again.
Wouldn't go again.
But the cheese was delicious.
Yeah.
There's lots of free cheese within the place.
I'd hope so. I'd be disappointed if there wasn't.
Yeah.
Right. Top 10 cheeses. I've got two lists. I've got the top 3 cheese consumption nations.
Right.
and then the top 10 cheeses. So let's do the countries first. What do you think the top 3 cheese-consuming nations and their per-person annual consumption?
So it's per person.
So per person annually in pounds, in weight.
Oh, in pounds.
In pounds.
This makes me feel more Americanized.
Well, I think it was from an American site.
Yeah, I think England or the UK is up there.
It's not.
That surprises me.
Surprised me.
The US.
Also not.
Um,
America are weird because they have a lot of cheese which isn't classed as cheese.
yeah.
Because they have American, like the spray cheese and slices of cheese. And while I was researching, they're not allowed to call it cheese. Because
No.
I think less than 50% of it is cheese.
Yeah, I think they call it like American slices.
Yeah. So, none of them.
Right, okay. Then I want to say something like France.
That's one of them.
Probably some other Europe. Italy?
Nope.
Switzerland?
I don't think you'll get the other two.
Are they European countries?
They are.
Denmark?
Nope.
Wait, Swiss cheese is a thing, isn't it?
It is.
Holland?
Nope.
Spain?
Nope.
Portugal?
Nope.
I give up.
So the other one is Germany.
Okay.
So France is number 1.
Yeah.
Germany's number 2. And Luxembourg is number 3.
I mean, they're all in the very same area, aren't
Yeah.
they? I think Luxembourg does have borders with France and Germany.
Yes, I mean, because it's quite small as well, isn't it?
It is.
Luxembourg. But it's very close between Germany and Luxembourg. Are both 53.2 pounds. So they must have been beat out by a very small amount.
Wow.
And France is storming ahead with 47.9 pounds per person.
Wait, what was...
57, sorry. I said
was
47
like,
then.
I'm like, this math doesn't add up.
57.9 pounds.
I think per person per year.
Per person per year.
That's like a child's worth of cheese.
It's a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
It's a hefty bit of cheese.
Interesting.
Right, so let's do top 5 rather than top 10 because
Yeah.
we'll be here for a long time.
We will, and I need to go soon.
Yeah. Can you guess like maybe 2 of the cheeses? Maybe 3 of the cheeses?
Is this in the UK or is this worldwide?
So this is worldwide. If you can guess 2 of the top 5, I'll let you have some cheese.
It's my cheese anyway.
Yeah.
I know in the UK that cheddar is one of the most popular ones, so that would be one of my guesses.
Mm-hmm. Cheddar is number 1. I'll give you that.
Okay,
That is
cool.
number 1.
Yeah. Brie
Brie is another one.
is up there. Camembert,
Is not one.
not one.
It's not even in the top 10.
Is it not? It is very niche cheese, that is.
There's some pretty niche ones up here.
Stilton,
Nope. Not even top 10.
Wensleydale.
Nope.
I'm out of cheeses now. Go. Tell me.
I thought you had Parmesan.
Parmesan. No.
Parmesan. That's number 2.
Is it?
Then Roquefort is number 3.
I never
I'm
even
not
heard
familiar
of it.
with it. And then Brie. And then Gruyere. Also not familiar.
Cool.
And then mozzarella feta.
Oh, mozzarella.
Manchego.
Manchego, is it?
Yeah, number 8.
What about halloumi? Halloumi must be up there.
Halloumi's not there.
That's outrageous.
Yeah. Gorgonzola. And then Epoisses? Epoisses?
Are you saying a pussy to me?
It's spelled Epoisses.
A pussy.
Epoisses.
Yeah, I love eating a pussy.
Moving on.
But you don't want your pussy tasting like cheese.
Right, before we have to finish, because you need to go.
I do.
Have you got any fun, cheesy facts? Because I've got a few.
Hit me
Hit you. Come a bit closer then.
with some cheese.
The most stolen food item in the world is cheese.
I'm not surprised by that at all because it's expensive and easy to sell.
4% of all cheese is stolen. Which isn't that. I thought it would be higher, to be honest, if it's the most
I think
stolen
it's
in the
about
world.
30. I think about 60% of the cheese here is stolen.
Yeah. Cheddar cheese is never naturally orange, but people started dyeing it back in the 17th century to fool people into thinking it was higher quality.
Is cheddar cheese normally orange?
I think I've seen it before, but...
It's normally something else, isn't it? Orange cheese. Oh, that sounds American.
Yeah, it's an orange one... Red Leicester. That's the one
Red
that's
Leicester,
orange, isn't it? Gouda accounts for over half of the world's cheese consumption. That doesn't make sense if Gouda's not even in the top 10 list that I found.
These facts don't make sense.
Some of these facts don't match up. The oldest recorded cheese was from 1615 in China and resembles cottage cheese, but there's evidence from what they think may be ancient cheese strainers found in Poland, suggesting that it dates back to 7,500 years ago.
Sorry for that.
You're just making some noise,
I'm just
cutting some cheese.
Yeah, that's
Go
interesting.
for some manchego.
Because in Eastern societies, a majority of them don't eat cheese because they're lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
So for it to come out of China first,
Yeah.
can we just both agree that cottage cheese is not very nice?
I'm not a fan of cottage cheese.
It's just a bit moist. It's too moist. That.
It is. It's more than moist. It's just a wet gloop.
It is disgusting.
Edam was used as cannonballs and killed 2 soldiers in a battle between Montevideo and Buenos Aires in 1841.
Why would you waste cheese like that? Imagine having to go and tell the family of the people that was killed by cheese. That funeral would smell horrific, but also great.
Why would the funeral smell?
Because they'd be covered in cheese.
Oh, they would. Oh, I was picturing more just dense ball.
Stuck inside them.
Yeah, I suppose it'd still smell either way. Moose cheese costs around $420 per pound, and milking a moose takes over 2 hours and must be done in complete silence.
Why? Why can't you talk while you...
The milk will be ruined if there's even the slightest sound. I'm assuming maybe they're very skittish animals that would just bolt with the slightest noise.
Meese?
We've had this conversation before. Moose.
Mooses are dangerous and scary animals. I was contemplating for a while there whether it was moose or meese.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to get anywhere near a moose.
No. Imagine milking one.
Because generally a moose that is lactating must have a foal, and therefore is very dangerous.
Yeah. You probably know this one because I've heard it as well, but despite popular belief, mice don't like cheese.
Oh.
They'll eat it if there's nothing else in front of them, but they much prefer sweet things like chocolate.
Right.
Yeah.
Well.
I've got one last fact, which isn't really a fact, but it's an observation that I thought, can't believe I've not noticed this before. If you look at cheese packets, the name of the cheese, some of them are capitalized and some of them are not. It's because a lot of cheese is named after countries or cities. Yeah. But I've just never noticed it when looking at cheese that some are lowercase and some aren't.
Cheddar's a place, isn't it?
Yeah, cheddar gorge, isn't it, in the UK?
Cheddar. Some sort of cheese wrap going on.
Yeah, that's all my cheesy facts. But cheese.
Do you ever get the cheese sweats?
I can't say I've ever eaten so much cheese that I've got the cheese sweats.
Yeah, in uni, I'd for a snack, or if I was too lazy to cook and I had cheese in, I'd maybe eat half a block of cheese.
No.
Maybe not half a block. Maybe like 3/4.
I have always wanted to just bite into a block of cheese.
Yeah, do it now. Then you'll get the cheese sweats. Do you know what I don't know what it is.
That was satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get the cheese sweats? You've never had enough cheese?
No.
You need to come around and have my mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How much cheese do you put in your mac and cheese?
Quite a lot.
And what cheese do you put in your mac and cheese?
A mix of Parmesan and cheddar. Very nice. Make a nice cheese sauce from a roux. It's very basically from the ground up.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it. Come round.
I would love
whenever
to.
You have the free time.
I would love to. Is that it for cheese?
I think that's it.
I thought we might struggle to talk about cheese, but we've not struggled.
We've not.
We've spoken a lot about cheese.
We have. Please email in your cheese-related issues.
Related issues.
Like if you,
how many issues can arise from cheese other than getting shot by a cannonball?
You can get the cheese sweats.
Yeah.
If you're lactose intolerant, and you eat cheese.
That's an issue.
You're pooping a lot.
Yeah.
You've got mice that are eating your cheese.
Yeah.
That's not their favourite, but you've got no chocolate in the house. You got cheese instead. Yeah. You choke on some cheese.
You could.
People come round for a meal.
Yeah.
And you said you had a cheese board afterwards, and all you really had was brie or Wensleydale, and they cause a riot because you haven't got the good cheese. There you go. There's at least 5.
There we go. That's our new weekly reoccurring segment. Top issues arising from cheese. Right, if you like what you've been listening to, give us a 5-star rating on your podcast app of choice. It would help us out a lot. You can find us in all the normal places, Facebook, Twitter, all of that jazz.
I hope people are really enjoying the Twitter feed that I've set up.
Our appalling Twitter feed.
That automatically cuts it from what Ben said, and I assumed Ben was going to keep his lengthy introductions quite short.
Well, I find it very hard, because I upload it, and I can't see what the word count is. I can't really judge it. It's normally 2 a.m, and I'm just really tired and want to go to bed, so I just write some words.
Yeah.
And your job is managing social media.
Is it?
You said this at the beginning when we divvied up jobs.
It's true.
So
I fucked up.
email in your complaints about our Twitter feed to bar@2sheepinthepool.
And how it ends mid-word.
BAA, like a sheep. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.